And we'll start with Ben Bowles from the LA Times.
Good morning, Coach Skipper.
Morning, Ben.
What have these last few days been like for you? I mean, who have you heard from since the end of the game? I know Terry Toomey was there, and I imagine you heard from Pat Hill. What were their messages, and what's been the best part of savoring this victory?
Man, there are so many messages, kind of putting me on the spot for my memory. But I mean, I heard from Pat Hill, heard Terry was at the game, Toomey, Jeff Tedford, Jim McElwain, Tony Sanchez, like all the guys that I've worked for, all hit me up. That's not even getting into family. I mean, my dad, my brothers, my mom, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody, friends, former teammates, just a lot of love in the air. You don't realize it when you're coaching because you're just coaching trying to win a game, and you win the game, you think it's like, oh, it worked out we wanted, but you don't know the national reaction that's going to happen from it. So it's been amazing. But I'll tell you this, the best thing about it is just seeing our players and coaches smile again, man. We haven't had a lot to smile about, and just to see guys happy, excited, and hugging and being a family, that was a joy for me, man. It was awesome.
And the flip side of that, how do you keep these guys playing with the same edge and focus after a big win like that?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm in a 24-hour type guy. So once we started our team meeting yesterday, it was watch and correct some and critique things and enjoy the good moments from the game. But then we moved on pretty quickly after that. We don't want to be one-hit wonders. That's the whole key to this thing. Do not be a one-hit wonder. Let's get back to work. Tuesday's a work day. Wednesday's a work day. Polish up on Thursday. Fly out to Michigan and then have a good Friday. And then we have to go play. But our mentality, our mindset is to have a good week of practice, stay in the now. What's important now is how we're going to win, and just take it day by day.
All right, let's go with Tracy Pearson from Bruin Report Online.
Hey there, Coach Skip.
How you doing, Tracy?
Good. Hey, so Jerry Neuheisel, he's been called the play caller. I'm just curious, what playbook was he calling plays from?
His short week playbook. That's what I would call it. He had his first actual full day on Wednesday, so he put that thing together. Pretty simple. Make sure the playmakers touch the ball and do what they do. And he did it to a T. Very happy for him, excited for him. He did a great job of handling things. Everybody talks about the play calling part of it, but the number one thing you have to do, you have to get the players to believe in you. And he did that really, really quickly. You could tell, I mean, they carried him off the field or whatever on the field. There's a lot of true love there and things like that. But he did a great job. I mean, statistically, man, our gains statistically in every category shot up dramatically. So he did a great job, and we have to keep it rolling.
So he had a couple of days of install last week. Is that what he did? And how do you obviously the players took to it pretty quickly. I mean, what have you ever experienced that where players are learning an install a couple of days before literally their next game?
Yeah, that was on offense this week, and when we got ready for Northwestern, that happened to us on defense. So Kevin Coyle came in, and he was helping us out because we were kind of doing it as a group, and then he took over towards the end of the week and was ready to call it. So it's just kind of how it's been for us. It's our new normal, I guess you could say, for the last 2 weeks, and man, we handle it pretty well. You have to adapt and overcome in all situations in football. It just so happens that right now is off the field stuff, and we've done a good job with it, man. We'll just continue to keep on rolling, and hopefully we have a little bit more normalcy.
Ben Royer, LA Daily News.
Hi, Coach Skip.
How you doing, Ben?
Good. I before the Penn State game, I talked to some of your former Fresno State players, and they kept on talking about how you're a fearless coach, no matter who the opponent is. For you, where does that confidence come from, no matter who you might be facing week to week?
Let me tell you this, man. I've been undersized, underdog, whatever you want to call it, my whole entire life. I mean, I played middle linebacker and I'm only like 5'8", 5'9", or whatever. And tackled some of the best backs there is that ever played the game. LaDainian Tomlinson, Deshaun Foster, and they can go on and on and on. And I came to the realization when I got to high school that we all are breathing the same air. So why not me? That's basically where it all comes from. I mean, I can't be afraid of somebody that's breathing the same air and they need water just like I do and everything else. So I just try to outwork people. That's how I was as a player and that's how I am as a coach. And now coaching teams, that's my number one thing. We need to outwork, out prepare, out train everybody that we play. And when it's game day, that's our day. And we need to go out there and start fast, execute, and do everything we need to do, no matter who we're playing. Doesn't matter.
And then, what have you seen from Michigan State so far?
Yeah, good question, man. Michigan State, well-coached team. One thing that sticks out to me is they're not penalized a lot, man. Their penalties are way down, so they're going to force you to play ball. On offense, they're a time of possession. They want to win that category. They're not going to go fast. They're going to take their time. They're 11 and 12 personnel type team as their base. They'll get into some big boy stuff too when it's short yardage and things like that. Another thing that sticks out, they're going to give us some old school football. They're going to have a quarterback under center, and they'll give us some two back looks. So that's exciting. That's fun. That's back to when I was playing and stuff. That was the norm. So to be able to get back to some real football, it's going to be fun. It'll be a challenge for us because we really haven't had to defend that much this year. So that'll be real good to see how we respond to that. On defense, they're a four down operation. They're going to play man and they're going to play some cover four. When they get to third downs, that's when they're going to get a little exotic and try to heat us up and pressure us a little bit. So we have to be ready for their 5-man and 6-man pressures. But they play hard, man. You see them on film. They tackle well. Guys are pursuing them when they're on defense. On offense, they're controlling it. They want to win on the ground. They have a very athletic quarterback that causes a lot of problems. So this is going to be a huge challenge for us.
We'll move to Tracy McDaniel from On Three.
Hey, Coach Skip. First, I wanted to ask you about the offensive line, right? No matter the result, a lot of times, they don't get a whole lot of credit in wins, and things are going wrong. They often get some of the flack. What would you think of the way they responded, and did Coach Quan and Coach Neuheisel come up with something a little different to make it easier for them this week?
Yeah, man, I'm so proud of the O-line. It's been tough sledding trying to get the run game going. And then in this one, we almost had about 300 yards rushing, so just a little under it. So that was huge for us in the game. It allowed us to control the line of scrimmage, which is the number one thing when you're playing in the trenches. So there's a thankless job for the O-line. All the running backs and the quarterback running, they get all the credit and things like that. So we just try to let them eat first, get second plate first, all that type of stuff, and that kind of keeps them happy. Anything that deals with some food. So those guys, man, they're locked in. They knew they had a major challenge against Penn State with that front. We're gonna have another one this week against Michigan State. They're really good in the trenches. So we're just gonna have to keep doing what we're doing. I think the coaching staff did a good job with our run game. We kind of just had direct runs and call it runs and not a lot of things that we had to check and things like that. So the guys responded well to that, and we had a good day.
And then, secondly, notice the word strain has been used quite a bit on social media by some of your coaching staff. I think you mentioned it in the locker room on the video that was posted on social media. What was the origin behind it, and what does it mean to you guys?
Yeah, straining that was the word for the week. It just kind of came to me watching our game against Northwestern. I didn't like the way we started and how we finished some plays. I thought we could have started the game and had some positive plays that we left out there that we didn't get. So when we went to Sunday meetings, the first time I mentioned straining, and it's just draining your tank and doing everything possible that you could possibly do on every single play for us to achieve success. So strain was mentioned every single day, was mentioned after the game, and I think that was a major difference. Our guys strained from the opening kickoff to the very end of the game. We had to strain on every play to get the game to be in a positive outcome for us.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today.
Hey, Coach Skip, how's it going?
How you doing, Jordan?
Doing good, doing good. This past week was obviously a monumental win for the program, and I believe that certainly would, throw yourself in the ring to get the permanent head coaching job here at UCLA. So have you actually put any thought into that at all? And then just in this short time you've been in charge of this team, how much have you enjoyed being in charge of it?
I will be honest with you, I haven't thought about that 1 ounce. So much stuff I have to do here. I mean, there's to think about the future. I'm not that guy. I'm not a dwell on the past or dream about the future kind of guy. I'm just like, where are my feet? And that's where I'm going to be. So I'm excited about the opportunity that I have here. Coaching these guys, man, we're just getting better every day, always being on the rise. I always wanted to be a head coach. I really did. That's just me. I like to be at the highest of the highest, no matter what I'm doing. And head coaching jobs are like the highest peak that you can be in the coaching profession. So I enjoy that, and that's my goals to always be at. But right now, sitting here today, I am all about getting ready to go play Michigan State. That is the focus, and that's all I care about.
Let's go with Ira from The Athletic.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, so you said after the game that, this team had a lot of sad Sundays. I know you don't want to be a one-hit wonder. You guys are trying to move on, look towards next week, but just describe this Sunday compared to other Sundays his program has had the past 4 weeks.
Smiling, laughing, talking. Um, when you're sore after a game, it actually feels pretty good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things. Just the flow. People laugh at bad jokes now and stuff, you know. Just man, just joy. That's what how I would describe it. Just pure joy, excitement, realization that hard work is paying off. And I think that's important. But we know as soon as the meeting is over and Sunday ended, now the hard work starts up back again. So, and that starts today. So, but everybody was happy and excited. That's how I would say that meeting was.
Yeah, and one more for you. After the game on Saturday, you, Coach Jerry, and Key all spoke to Nico's leadership. All of last week and just the way he coached from the sidelines and rallies his guys amid everything happening with this team. Kind of a two-parted question. I know Nico's also, new to this program, but how much does he help you as an interim head coach? And also, how has he made you better as a head coach?
Yeah, he's a natural born leader. So he was our top vote getter when we voted for captains. He was. And, all that stuff, it doesn't really matter when you get there. It's what you're doing while you're there. So he's from day one been a vocal guy. People look up to him. He's not afraid to voice his opinions. He's not afraid to talk to the team. And I think that's been huge. As far as helping me, as many leaders that we have and eyes when I'm not around, the better we're going to be. And he's definitely one of those guys that makes sure the locker room is the way it's supposed to be. He makes sure we're practicing the way we're supposed to be, transitioning from drill to drill. He's going to speak up when things aren't going well. He's going to celebrate when things are going great. I mean, he's one of those guys. So he helps me on things that I don't even realize he's helping me with. That's how I'd answer that.
Okay, let's go with Miriam Swanson from SoCal News Group.
Hey, Coach, congrats, man.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey, so you mentioned that when you were a kid, you came to the realization that we're all breathing the same air. I wonder, do you remember, was there an event that sort of spurred that epiphany?
Yeah. So, played a high school team, and my back was to the huddle because back in those days, everybody huddled. So my back was to the offensive huddle. So I called a defense, and I turned around, and the O line came out, and I couldn't see anybody else but the O line. Like they completely covered up the quarterback, the running back, everything. So at that moment, it was like, am I going to be scared to play now or am I going to go? And then it all came together right then and there. And I've been that way ever since, to be totally honest with you.
No doubt. Do you remember what team that was?
I don't even want to say them. I only talk about my high school. I don't talk about the high school.
Fair. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, Kai Dizon from the Daily Bruin.
Hi, Coach. Like you've mentioned, the defense has improved the past 2 games. You had a lot of offensive success on Saturday. How do you and the coaching staff, balance keeping things consistent, keeping things the same, and also changing things now that, your opponents have film on your defense and offense?
Definitely. And like I said a couple weeks ago, our playbook is always going to be designed off of who we're playing because we don't have spring, we don't have fall camp to put everything in. So we're going to watch our opponents in all phases, and then we're going to game plan for them. And then the things that work that we've done previously, we're going to do, and the new things we have to do to establish the game plan the way we want it to go, we're going to add that to the game plan. So we're just a work in progress, man. It's going to be week to week, and every week's going to present different challenges.
Ben, do you still have a question?
Yes. Coach, was there a psychological component Saturday? Did you guys kind of use the doubts and people saying you might go 0-12 as motivation? And now do you think there's a belief that, maybe you won't lose the rest of the season?
Yeah, I kind of don't get into all that conspiracy stuff. I really don't. You could start every season. Everybody can say you're going to go 0-12. Everybody can say you're going to go 12-0. All that really matters is what we do on Saturday. So there's no reason to really worry about any of that stuff. I know this, if we practice well, throughout the week, we're going to give ourselves a good chance to win games on Saturday. And that's my focus is just to take care of the now, take care of the day, in each practice getting better and better, always being on the rise to give us an opportunity to win on Saturdays.
Alrighty, it looks like we'll wrap up here with Ira.
Yeah, Coach Jerry said, after Saturday's game that there was a sense of delusional excitement on Friday night's offensive meeting, before the game. What was it about Coach Jerry that sparked that belief that you guys can actually beat this team that maybe you guys didn't have as much of before?
I think he did a great job of explaining the why to the guys, why we run every single play, why we're doing it in these situations, why the defense is doing what they're doing, and how we're going to counter that. Like he explained the why to the guys, and I think that instills some confidence. And he explained it in a way that he was totally confident in what he was saying. And I think everybody felt that and believed in that, and it just carried over into the game.
All right, that will do it for today's availability. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you. Appreciate y'all.